your boy Big Worm back here, and just gotta give my 2 cents on, well, today, as we know, the episode 9, Rise of the Rise of the Skywalker trailer has officially launched, and that is all you're seeing on YouTube. Everybody's got their 2 cents, and we learned some very valuable things from this trailer. Like, number 1, Palpatine is back. Number 2, that they're going to be visiting what appears to be like the debris of the Death Star. It looks like they're back on Jakku. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Well, they said there was going to be a new villain in there, and apparently it's going to be Palpatine. Yes, that's what he'd been mowing the yard here in just outside of beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, home of the NFL draft, a couple of weeks away. But a point that it was touched on by Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is one of the only one that I've seen touch on it. Maybe Pro Comics Secrets with Ethan Van Sciver, is just how far Disney is going to push this, making a play on Rian Johnson. The Rise of Skywalker is kind of a smack in the face to Rian Johnson, who pretty much just, instead of running Luke over or Mark Hamill over, he parked the bus on top of him. So, I mean, that's kind of a smack in the face. Now, something that I thought of, and it would be very interesting if they actually played it out like this, would be, what if they totally retconned it, and at the end of Star Wars Celebration, which kicked off, I think, yesterday, and it's just going through, is they announce that this is like part 1 of part 2. Meaning that this first movie is essentially the true episode 8. Then the true episode 9 we'll get in 2 years with J.J. Abrams, taking in the direction that he wanted to take it. Kind of pulled like they did with Return of the King from Lord of the Rings, how they split that movie into two parts. I think that would be very interesting. I think that'd be a great way to save the fandom, especially if you make this movie just as intense and packed as you can do it, because there's a lot going on, and I don't besides making about a 4-hour movie, and you still might be leaving some stuff out and upsetting some fans, because you've got to do a lot to repair this fandom. But that would be one way I could see doing it. Like I said, you just totally gonna kind of retcon episode 8 completely. You just said, oh, okay, you made a few plot points, you took a shit on some of the stuff that I wanted to do, so basically I'm gonna bring a 2-parter in for the last movie and totally, the first movie, retcon everything that you did and push my agenda, and then number 2, give the fans the final finale that they want. I'm hoping that's something that they have thought of and they're doing. If not, the trailer was awesome. I mean, I know I'm just kind of all over the place. Trailer was in fact just phenomenal. I've enjoyed it so much. I think I've watched it like 7 or 8 times. Every time I watch it, right now I'm just trying to pick at the little itty bitty stuff in there. Lando's back. Only downside is he's kind of wearing the same outfit he wore in Solo. It's the Carrie Fisher. It'd be awesome if even if it's just a vision. I mean, come on, bring Han back. I would love for the original trio, Luke, Leia, and Han, to have at least one more scene together. Another place, as we've seen in the trailer, I know I'm not going to play the trailer just for the simple fact of copyright infringement, and I am going bald. Oh, God. If you notice the medal, that is the same medal that was presented to Luke and Han at the end of the very, very, very first, episode 4, actually, Star Wars. I mean, we're supposed to be going back there, and to have a very similar scene, maybe not giving the medals, but kind of reminisce and say, yeah, the last time we was all together was here. Just kind of like we did when we presented the medals. I don't care if it's a memory. J.J. Abrams is, in fact, he's on point talking about time traveling. I mean, So, That's kind of been my 2 cents. I really wish I had the time to actually sit here and just break down every little bit, but no one's I haven't heard anybody really comment or suggest this idea. And surely if they was going to do this, we'd already knew something. But just how with Kathleen Kennedy that lost this much money, is she willing to split this movie off into 2 parts? Because Rise of the Skywalker, I mean, don't incense that could you have like episode 9 Fall of the Skywalker? I mean, you gotta, because unless you're just planning on doing another trilogy with the same cast, where you just basically killed out the entire original. So we all know R.I.P. Carrie Fisher, that she will be in here, but it's some scenes that they've already shot, and it's already or some CGI. But I mean, hell, if they kill off poor Billy Dee Williams, who plays Lando, then you pretty much just took everything from the original trilogy and kind of killed it. So I wonder what they mean that this is the end of the saga, if kind of principle fact that this is the end of like the original, or like the Luke Skywalker part. That doesn't mean, I mean, if you bring in like Rey's heritage and find out she's a Kenobi, that'd be awesome. Rise of the Skywalker. You could almost do like Kylo Ren, who is in fact, I mean, he's a Solo, but he's also a Skywalker. Let's be real about that. Let's just say that Snoke takes control of him. Not Snoke, Palpatine. Oh, wouldn't this be an interesting twist? Yeah. At the end of the movie, Palpatine takes control of Kylo Ren. And we have part 1, Rise of the Skywalker. Then 2 years' time, give us part 2, Fall of the Skywalker, or Rise of the Kenobi, or Rise of the other Palpatine. Just something to think about. I really wish I could have made it to Chicago for a Star Wars celebration, but I got too much stuff going on here. And I'm just glad the weather finally broke. Gorgeous day outside. As I said, I'm enjoying myself sitting out here outside the barn. But I just thought I'd give you all my 2 cents on an interesting idea for this episode 9. Like I said, Rise of the Skywalker. And we'll just have to see where it goes from there. But something else I really respect about this teaser trailer, it probably did in fact spoil some stuff. But at the same time, how many times have you seen a movie that they brought out 7, 8, 9 trailers, or so it felt like, that by the time you watch the movie, you basically got the gist of it without just a little bit of filler from watching said trailers? I'm hoping that they don't go that extent into it. I would love to see just a little bit more detail, a little bit more clarification on some minor details, but for the most part, I think it was spot on. I think it's what the fandom needed. And let the recovery process begin. The more we can retcon Rian Johnson's complete and utter dumpster fire that was Episode 8, let's let JJ give us our own. Break this thing into 2 parts, Star Wars. Come on, Disney. You got the cojones to do it. You done pissed off half the fandom. Let's fix it. Let's break this movie down into 2 parts. Release at the end of Star Wars Celebration that this will be a 2-part movie. Take, like I said, take the Return of the King from Lord of the Rings and, do it that way. Give us a 2-parter. Give us what we wanted. Let's get the fandom all back together, and let's right this wrong. But anyway, big worm from an 8th day production, and it's my 2 cents. Like I said, I gotta get back to work. But I just wanted to stop and give y'all about 10 minutes of what I thought, and as always, get your cloud on.